Hi guys, how's it going? Hi everybody, how's it going? My name is Christian. Thank you for coming. We'll begin in about 5 minutes, but if you need to use the bathroom, just quietly go out that way to your right. There's also coffee down that way if you guys need some coffee. And in case of emergencies, there's are the exits, just bounce. My name is Christian Lizarazu. I've been doing IT for over 10 years now, and I love it. Most of the stuff in IT that I do has to do related to web applications, mobile applications, system upgrades, or transformations or changes to a company from how they used to do things to a newer, more efficient, better process for the people working in the company and the people they're servicing, the customers. And I love it. And I didn't get started in IT until I was like in my late 20s. What happened was I was an art major doing advertising design and doing web design, so I had to play with computers, but I was more on the creative side. And I did a lot of trade shows and I did a lot of events, whether it was in person or website events, that kind of thing. And that's kind of where my love for IT began. And now I'm working here and collaborating with people and building, what the future may be for companies. And now that I've joined Munich, working towards what the future of insurance is. So again, this presentation that I'm putting together for you guys is for you guys. So ask me questions. There are microphones right there. Please pass them around. If you have a question, don't be shy. If you have a question, probably somebody else has the same question. I have an accent, so sometimes people don't understand what I'm saying. Ask me to repeat it, and I'll try to rephrase what I'm saying. I moved here to the States when I was in middle school. I actually grew up down the road in Plainsboro, went to the high school here. I went actually to South Campus, and then I went to North Campus, the other way. North Campus, then South Campus, because my class was one of the biggest, and it was the first year they had North Campus. So North Campus wasn't finished, and South Campus wasn't ready for us. So they let one of the classes graduate, and then they let us into South Campus. And then I went to DeVry University, got a degree there in marketing and sales. And then I've been just working and hopping from different locations. I currently live in PA, Pennsylvania, but I lived in New Jersey. I lived in Europe, Switzerland for a couple of years. And I love being back home, hanging out. And I'm glad to come here and see all these new, fresh faces. You guys are excited about your future? More or less, not sure what you guys are going to do, that's okay. I didn't know what I was going to do when I started, and I still sometimes I'm not sure what I'm going to continue doing, but so far I'm pretty happy with what I found. Let's see what time it is. So I'd like to begin on time, but I'm going to give you 2 more minutes. So we have some people from accounting. Anybody in IT right now? Can raise their hands? Okay, just 3 in the back. So what other departments do we have? Oh, not you guys. So what other departments? We got accounting here. What group are you guys in?
I'm internal audit.
Internal audit, okay. Anybody else? Same? Claims, okay. HR. Corporate reserves. And what about you? I heard something else in the back. Nothing? Ladies in the back? Claims? Okay, what about you guys? I'm going to keep walking towards you until you give me. What department are you guys in?
HR.
HR? Okay. RD? Excellent. IT. I know what you guys are doing, IT. What are you guys in?
Finance.
Finance, okay. Accounting. Pricing, awesome. And IT. Great. All right, excellent. I got an idea who I'm talking to. Are you guys scared of talking on a microphone or asking questions? No? Good, because I'm going to be talking to you guys. And come on, guys. If you sit in the back, I'm going to pick on you. If you sit in the front, I may not pick at you as much. Well, grab a drink, grab some pizza. Come on in. You guys are still on time. All right, I'm going to begin. All good on the phones? You guys can hear me okay? Yes? Kira, Nisha, yes? Okay. I'm going to take the silence as good.
I can hear you, Christian.
Thank you. All right, guys. Welcome to the Lunch and Learn. My name is Christian Lizarazu. Today, the topic is going to be me, millennials, and the insurance of the future. Before I begin, I'm gonna let you know that I'm going to be challenging you to think about the future in a different way. And these challenges that I'm going to propose to you are some of you are aware of them or seen them, and maybe if you're not aware of them, these are things that you're going to be faced with regardless of what happens. So keep an open mind. Know that this talk is for you. This presentation is for you. Feel free to chime in and let me know what you guys are thinking. So what will we cover today? We're going to talk about millennials, what makes us, what defines us, what is a millennial. Then we're going to switch gears. We're going to stop talking about millennials for a second, and we're going to talk about the challenges of the future. We're going to talk about 8 ways the world will end and future trends. Okay? All right, so on to the first topic. Oh, before I begin the first topic, really basic. I know you guys have probably have some training on insurance, but the basic concept is you get insurance and you reduce your risk. You have a car, you love your car, but you can't pay the full car cash if something were to happen to your car, so that's why you get insurance. And then the same thing happens to your home. And, if it's not a thing, I have life insurance, so in case something happens to me, my kids and my loved ones are taken care of. So in a nutshell, insurance, the more insurance you have, the less risk is put upon you. So that's basically what insurance is for and currently used. Okay, on to about millennials and what makes us us. Now, why are we talking about millennials? Like, what's the big deal about it? It's just another generation. But currently, this is actually for 2018. Now it's official. Millennials are the largest group. Now, a lot of you probably are not millennials, probably are in the next generation that's coming, so we'll talk about you guys too. You guys, your name still hasn't been defined yet. Some people may say you guys are the Gen Zers for Generation Z, or the I generation, or the Neo-Digitals. But we don't have a name yet, still to be determined. Millennials are 76 million, and you can see they're the largest generation by far, even if you combine all the other ones. I'm sorry, if you combine these two or the other generation. So what happens is in the market right now, people are not being targeted. Companies don't look at millennials and say, oh, yeah, they're the biggest generation. We should focus all our resources and target them so that we can better service them and give them the customer experience that they expect. We're still a small niche in their minds, and that's why it's important. So what is a millennial? Typically in the past we were saying, it's by your time when you were born. So that silent generation born 1928 to 1945 is one group. You have the boomers between 46 and 64, and then you have the people born between 65 and 1980, and that's the Generation X. And then you have the millennials from 1981 to 96. Now, can anybody tell me why it's 1996? It could have been 2000, but for some reason people decided, you know what, it's going to be 1996. Okay, I need an answer.
The people who can remember the turn of the millennium.
What happened then?
2K.
What else happened? That's good. You're getting warmer.
Okay.
Something significant in 9/11. There you go. So 9/11 is something people remember if they were born in 96. If you were 2 years old, you probably don't care or remember what happened. We probably care now, but back then it's not something that is significant to you. So everything that happened before you were born is history to you and to me. You know, I don't really remember the assassination of JFK. Boomers will tell you a different story. They'll remember exactly what happened. So that's one of the reasons that was put up there. All right, we're going to dive in a little more to define what a millennial is. And so even though we're a large group, we are not all the same. There are different types of millennials. So I have a big chart with a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to break it down for you. First and foremost, it's divided into 4-year college degree and people, the group that doesn't have a 4-year college degree. And then there's the people that are born after 1990 and the people born before 1990. So we'll begin with the Lampoon millennials. They are the older portion of that group, and because they're the older, they have a 4-year degree. Their average median income is around $77,000 a year. They tend to congregate in the urban sections, even though they're also in the suburban. And again, this is just averages. This is not like 100%. So don't take it like, yeah, this is exactly what is happening. It's just an average. So can you find a Lampoon millennial in the suburbs? Yeah, sure, why not? If they meet the criteria, they should. So what about them? They typically don't have a lot of debt since they've been out of college for a while now. They've been paying down their student loans. They do acquire other kinds of loans, but generally because of their work experience, they generate more income and they have disposable income or available income to purchase and do other things. Also, most of them have already started their families, and that's a general representation of the Lampoon millennials. On the other side, we have the forgotten millennials. They haven't really, they didn't finish or they didn't get a 4-year college degree. And then this is just statistics, like the majority of them haven't, and their median income is around $42,000 a year. Because of that, they also have low available income. They have a lot of debt, and the work, it may vary. It may not be like career-type work where it's like year after year doing the same thing. It may be gig economy or something else to fill in the gaps because they're trying to support their families. And again, they tend to do have families. Now we're going to talk about the aspiring millennials. Age 22 to 27, actually maybe a little older now. Again, they're kind of younger, so they're just starting their careers, maybe got out of college, and so they have heavy student loans, a lot of other types of loans, credit card loans for cars, and their available income is not as great. We have some of them already starting families. So you got all these different factors that's putting pressures on them and what they can do with their life and what they want to do with their life. So the reason I'm putting this up here is so that you understand those different kinds of persona, and then you can see like where they fit in. Then you got the precarious millennials, and those are the ones that still are working on their college degrees, and because they don't have a college degree, they also have not that much of a career path ready yet or a lot of work experience, so they also don't have available income or as much as the Lampoon millennials, and they do have a lot of debt. And so all of them, for the majority, have debt. That is a big thing, a big factor that affects them all. And some of them are probably already started having kids and started their families. So let's talk about that debt and where it comes from. Back before the 70s, if you worked hard, you were productive, you get paid fairly, and so it was a one-to-one relationship. But then in the 70s, something happened, and it kind of just separated, broke off. And something happened where people were no longer being compensated for the amount of productivity. It was just an hourly rate. And you fast forward to now, that hasn't really changed that much. So that's one of the factors that affects why millennials and this group of people are not getting compensated like previous generations. So if we project that line, you can see that it's going to keep going. You know, we have machine learning, we have AI, we're using computers to do a lot of the work for us, so we are going to become more productive, and the next generations are even going to be more productive than us. But hourly compensation is not guaranteed. we're going to have a cone of uncertainty, and even at its best, we're going to be probably seeing maybe you get 20% more than people did in the 70s. So that's the kind of thinking that comes in, makes you wonder, like, okay, well, if that's not going to change, how can we make it balance? And so what's making it unbalanced? Where is the rest of the money and the productivity going, and how is that going to affect it? So think about those things. You probably already felt it. You've probably already seen it in the market. So those are things that are currently going to be affecting what consumers do with their money, how they spend their money. A little more on millennials. They're the most diverse generation so far. And so you have race and ethnicity projections. So in 2015, there was a generational gap. So the pre-millennials, like boomers, most of them, the majority were white. And then the minority were the minorities. Well, 2015, it was kind of like 50-50 almost. Minorities and the white ethnic background race were the same. The projections are that by 2035, post-millennials will be much more diverse. And what it's showing here is that over 50% of the pie is going to be taken by the minorities. So that's really going to dramatically change the landscape. And what I'm forecasting, this is now my own prediction, is that you won't only see this in the generations, but in people's genetic makeup. People will be more mixed as generations progress. For example, my kids, they're mixed. So I'm half Native American, European, and African. My wife, she's European, Russian, and American. So her DNA with my DNA gets like really mixed. So how are my kids going to identify themselves? And then you get all these kids that are going to be mixed. They're not going to fall under these categories anymore. So you got to keep your eye open for those target niches of groups of people and how we're going to market to them, how we're going to provide services to them, because they're not going to identify. I'm not 100% white. I'm not 100% black or Hispanic, or I just feel that I'm a little bit of everything. And as things progress, 1-2 generations, this is going to increase. So there goes back to the iGen. You know, your generation, you guys probably seen it. Maybe you guys are product of a mixed relationship, just like my kids. All right, guys, we made it halfway through the millennial conversation. We're going to talk about what is happening right now, current trends. So we talked about the past. We talked about the data, what we know. And this is things that are happening right now. So, you know, the way we could talk about what is happening right now is by looking at those millennials that we had before. So that pool millennial, they have some available income. How can we target to them and give them services? Well, a millennial will value the experience over stuff. They will value comfort and convenience. They expect more for less, and they expect it to be quick and on the go. Now, if I was a company and I wanted to provide services to them, I will give them something extra. So if I have a travel company, and I have travel insurance, then I would also want to add automatic TSA pre-check. So instead of waiting in line, the security line, to get patted down, you just go through the door and you're good to go. Or you have access to airport lounges, or you have discounts at restaurants or at other stores, free in-flight drinks, Wi-Fi. And so you start to see that it's not just insurance. It's a grouping of different kinds of products and services. And so that's what we're looking for. That's what I look for. I'm looking around to purchase something new. What can I get for my money? And then, for example, here, integration between airliners and hotels. Let's say I'm taking a flight. My flight is delayed. Now I have to find a hotel and stay there until the next flight. What if I had an app and it just happened to be integrated with the hotels that I like, and it could just set it up for me? The moment the flight is delayed, I already have a room at this hotel. I'm able to just go there, relax for 4 or 5 hours until my next flight, and then come to the airport and go on my flight. And then and anything related to my flight and where my bags, where I'm going, my other destination hotel will be taken care of in one location. So that's kind of like what they're looking for. And since we're getting all this savings, maybe we can put it into a retirement account. The extra money that I was going to spend now goes to my retirement, or my debt elimination. Either way, you want to make sure you give them that ability to maneuver the money however they want to. Another service may be millennials. The millennials, they value their wellness, the physical wellness, the mental wellness, their financial wellness, spiritual wellness. So if I was an insurance company, I would want to provide them services like services that increase their strengths. Each of us has a strength, so maybe something that focuses on that, or it develops us, makes us better and smarter. You can have ways to be more productive, or train yourself in a new language or a new skill. And so if you have it all integrated in your platform, you get insurance, but at the same time, you get an added benefit of, hey, if you do this, then your mind stays exercised, and we'll lower your health care cost, or we'll give you a discount, something like that. So, also something that would bring our hobbies and our lives. We're not only just workers, we like to do other stuff, and we like to give to charity. And so if you can bring those things together into one tool and one service that people like, you'll get people who really value your service. Now we're going to talk about the forgotten millennials. They're not going to have that much available income. They're going to be stressed out with a lot of these factors pulling them in different directions. And so they're going to value their health, their wellness, and planning for their future. And since they have less money available, they're going to be focusing on something that, provides them discounts and makes the most out of the time and money that they have. So if I, for example, have a life insurance that helps you live better, if you get a discount to gym membership, or discounts to health screenings, or you get a Fitbit, and if you do well on your stats for the day and for the month, you also get a discount. All those things can come together and then put it towards your debts that you have, or towards your retirement planning. Those are things that they're really concerned, and they sometimes feel that there's no hope because there's so many things pulling them. If you can provide a ray of hope, some way to help them out, then they really value that. And that's really what I'm trying to show you guys here, is that there are markets out there that could help the millennials, and these are some of those ways. Last one, we still got the Aspire Millennials. The Aspire Millennials, I'm sorry, let me go back. Aspire Millennials, they're probably still in school or getting the MBAs, or just got out of school, so they value work-life balance, work-life integration. They value their education and their development. And so some of you guys are probably going to be there pretty soon, and they have to manage that stress of what's coming ahead and how to reduce it. So on-demand services where they're I can call somebody and they can help me out, figure financial information, tax information, health-related stuff like having a virtual assistant, nurse, or doctor, or I could call them at any minute, any time, or have somebody to talk to and counsel me, whether it is I'm making a purchasing decision or I'm making a life choice decision. Have it available so that I can use it as part of my insurance program, as part of my insurance product line. And that really would help those people because they're trying to get ahead. And if you provide them with a tool that also gives them resources so they can learn and educate themselves, it will be a win for them. We got the precarious millennial. Now, the reason they call them a precarious millennial is because they're at a point where either they continue with their career, they continue with their college, or they don't. And so at that point, they decide whether they're going to be the aspiring or the forgotten millennial. And again, they don't have a lot of available income. So how do we target them? What do they value? They value affordability, simplicity, added benefits. They value anytime somebody will help them and give them assistance with something because they're pulled in different directions. And so the resources to help them finish their college, their education. And if they finish their college, hey, you get a bonus, you get a discount. Help networking. These people are coming. They already came out of college. They want to grow their experience. They want to grow what they know. They want to connect with different people. If you can help them connect, network, it's something that they're going to value. So right now, just painting a picture of how these tools and these services are no longer just about insurance. but ways to integrate it with other services. And one example is great. Amazon. They started selling books, but now you can pretty much get anything you want and order it online with the click of a button. So companies have to integrate different services and product lines to take care of their customers. And, you know, Amazon, Google, Facebook, they're all trying to figure a way out to get us to buy more and spend more time with their platform. And they do sometimes use our data to get to know us, but they say, oh, no, it's to help you guys out. You just have to be conscious that that's what they're doing. They're trying to, in some way, get us to look in one direction or in the other direction. So always be skeptical, but at the same time aware that these are things happening. And there are other companies that are going to try to do that, but the key here is if you are focusing on the customer and getting the best for them, then they'll know, they'll trust you, then they'll come to you. Okay, enough about millennials. We're not going to talk about millennials anymore. We're going to talk about the future and the future generations. So to do that, I have to kind of like cleanse your mind because we were just talking about apps the whole time. And apps are great. Trust me, I love apps. I have tons of apps. But to focus on future problems, maybe we'll solve it with an app, but there's going to probably be other things that we can do. And I'm sure we can do other things. So on to the next topic. This is like part 2. What may happen? Now, this is the part where you guys are going to get to interact with me. Most of you are already done eating, so you guys are ready to talk and chat with me. So what may happen? And 8 ways the world will end. So I'm taking guesses. Who here knows one of those ways? Guys, the microphones are right there, and then I'm going to start picking on you. What's up? Climate change? How? Yes.
Well, the temperatures are going to keep rising due to
Rising temperatures. What causes rising temperatures?
Mainly greenhouse gases.
Greenhouse gases. Good guess. Next?
Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons. Awesome. Next? Guys? Robots. Yes. Next? Come on. Come on. Natural disasters like what? Be specific. Earthquakes. Good. Floods. Superbacteria. Awesome. Running out of resources like what? Petroleum? Anything else? Trees. Ooh, I like that. All right, guys, let's begin. I like this. You guys are getting engaged. This is good. Super virus. Who guessed it? That's the first one right there. Now, I'm really glad you mentioned it because this is a reality. You know, everybody's heard of the common cold, and then it goes around, and everybody gets vaccinated. I hope you all get vaccinated. But a super virus is a clear threat. It's going to happen. It has already happened in our history, and millions of people have died. But this is basically how it happens. You have chickens and pigs and all these different animals in the farm in short, really close space. And humans touch them, and then they get the sickness, or they eat them, and they get the virus in them. And they think, oh, it's just a cold. But reality is that now they've incubated that virus, and it started to spread. Now, you can take a plane from here to China or China to here, and this virus could spread around the world within a matter of weeks. And we all have it. Now, I'm not telling you guys this to bring you down, get you all depressed. I'm just putting, again, the challenge in front of you. This is here because it's going to happen. H5N1 virus did hit. It didn't become a pandemic, but one of these super viruses is going to mutate, and it's going to be contagious to humans and animals, and it's going to affect us. So how is this challenge going to affect our future, and how can we better prepare and ensure our survival? So keep that in mind as I go through this one. Next one, T-virus, zombie apocalypse, anyone? There we go. So the next topic is a coronal mass ejection. What is a coronal mass ejection? Anybody care to guess? No science majors here? Go ahead.
When the sun releases a large burst of energy.
Large burst of energy. Go ahead. No raising her hand. Okay. Anybody else wants to guess?
When meteors
Hit the sun? That's a good guess, but you need a really big meteor.
Yeah,
So it's really what you just said, a large burst. So it's like a solar flare, but on steroids. This thing is just the arm of the sun, just whip it out. And that's Earth for scale. And so what happens is this burst comes to Earth and hits the magnetosphere, the ionosphere. And usually nothing happens. We have the aurora borealis. So if you're up north or down south, you can see this beautiful display of lights. However, what I'm showing you here is an event that happened last year. And this event was a coronal mass ejection. We had the planet Earth in blue. We got Mars, Venus. They're right there chilling, and boom, that thing blew out. We're lucky, though, because the sun's over here, and the planet Earth is somewhere else in Plaza 1, like a little tiny bead. So we usually don't get hit by it, but we will get hit. And so what will happen if that happens? You want to guess? Go ahead and guess. Electronics what?
Electronics.
All electronics will be destroyed. That's right. It will be like 1900 again. No Wi-Fi, guys. Literally no Wi-Fi for years. All satellites, GPS, any kind of communication, fried in an instant. We'll get about an 8-minute warning, and that's it. Everything else will be fried. So, how can we prepare for this? How can we ensure for this, You guys want to guess? We'll guess in a little bit. Now, if you have something to say, you got to use the microphone. Okay? Okay. Excellent. I got your attention now. All right, so what could happen? Let me show you. This is a what-if scenario. We get hit by this burst of energy, and it tears through the atmosphere. It tears through the magnetosphere, and it tears through the ionosphere. Anything on the surface gets burnt. All the wires, all the electricity gets burned. It just catches on fire. So it could happen. Think about it. Next topic, GMOs, genetic manipulated organisms. Who here has heard of it? Who here has ate one? Who here has touched one? Not sure. Good. You shouldn't be surprised that you don't know, because some things are genetically manipulated and we don't even know it. So let's give me a little quick background on this. Now, all the links to the sources are going to be in the presentation. I'm going to send this to you later if you guys are curious, if you're going to learn more. It's on the presentation. But GMOs are, for example, genetically manipulated organisms that scientists decided, you know what, I want this corn to grow with less water and produce more ears, more corn ears. So usually they do 3, I want 5. And so what's the benefit? Well, I can sell one seed, get a little more, and then the farmer gets twice as much or 3 times as much. And so if you're a third world country and your people are dying of hunger, you can feed them. So it sounds like a good thing. But what happens when it becomes an invasive species and it just completely takes over the environment? Now, how do we control that? How can we prepare for that? It will happen. We like to meddle with things as humans, and we try to learn and push scientific advances, but how could that affect us? I mean, it could be scary, but one day a plant could just take over every other plant and kill them out because they don't allow them to get water or resources because they're that much affected. On the other hand, nature has been doing genetic manipulation, and we have been doing genetic manipulation. Even before there was DNA, CRISPR, genetic manipulation through science of any sort. And let me show you this picture, for example. Right? We have the wolf right here, just as nature intended, ready to pounce and kill you. If you see this animal, you're dead. On the other side, you have a genetically manipulated organism, a puppy, beautiful dog. You can give it to your kids. They can play with it and have fun. So which is better for you? This one that is nature-bred or this genetically modified organism? Now, this was obviously done through selecting of the breeds, and it's done over time. But dogs breed quickly. And so that's how you end up from a wolf to a cute little puppy. You drop that little puppy in the jungle or out in the wilderness, it's done. AI, robots take over. Who guessed that? Somebody had guessed in the back. You did. Nice. Yes, it's true. Machines will get smarter. In 20 years, they will be smarter than all of us. How can we prepare for this world? You know, they like to scare us with movies and entertain us with movies, but this is something that will happen, and so something that's going to challenge all of us. So you guys have to be aware of this. This is coming your way, and it's going to affect all of our lives. Next topic is going to be supervolcanoes. Somebody around here said some sort of catastrophe or an event. Well, a supervolcano is one of those catastrophes. And a supervolcano will basically create a volcano, but it's just magnitudes more in size and power and what it can do to our Earth. And currently, the United States of America is sitting in one of them. Anybody here care to guess? Go ahead. Yellowstone, that's right. And so we are here, this red pin, and that's Yellowstone. And the rings show you how much soot and dust and just material will be deposited in your area. So here we'll get about less than a 0.11 of an inch. Not a lot, but insignificant enough to see. And then on this side, you will just be covered 4 feet of soot and dust. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. You will have a cloud of dust flying, blocking all the sun. No matter the days, plants will not receive enough nutrients from the sun. Plants will die. Then plants die, animals die, and then we die. So how can we prepare for that? Again, I'm not trying to bomb you out. These are the challenges that come your way 20, 30, 40 years in the future. This is something that's going to happen. Yellowstone Park has been dormant for many years. It probably will be for another couple millennia. But just in case, what can we do about it? Think about it. Let it sit there. Runaway greenhouse effect. Somebody said it over here. You said it. Awesome. It will happen if we don't watch it. And this is what could happen. The greenhouse, for those of you who don't know, is when the sun comes in, and then instead of bouncing off, it stays. And there's kind of like a layer of gas around the Earth that keeps the heat, and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And that's why they call it a greenhouse effect. And so here you can see that it bounces back, it radiates back to the surface, it heats again, and more sunlight comes in. Eventually becomes a crazy cycle, and the weather becomes unpredictable. You get tornadoes, you get hurricanes, you get freezes, you get hot weather back and forth swinging, and it's very bipolar and unpredictable, which could cause resources to be scarce, which could cause plants to die or people to be displaced, and a lot of friction between different groups of people, countries, and what have you, which may lead to something else, nuclear war. Somebody said it, you said it, awesome. So, a couple of years ago, I would be like, no, but, this now is a reality. Lucky for all of us, these guys are playing nice with each other, and nobody has to worry about it. But a single tweet could potentially put us in a really precarious situation. Okay? So, nuclear war could be there, could happen. Last, asteroids. Who said asteroids? Nobody? I think I heard asteroids somewhere. Anyways, it happened before. Dinosaurs are no longer here, right? And right now, can anybody count all those dots? Care to guess? How many dots do you think there are?
Well, a lot of billions.
Billion? More? Less? There are 100 million known objects. There's a lot of little objects. There's a lot of big ones. We are trying to track them all. One of them has our name, Earth, signed, delivered. And is it going to happen soon? I don't know. Is it going to happen 20, 30, 40 years from now? Maybe. One of the days we're going to wake up and it's like asteroid on collision course with Earth. What can we do about it? Obviously the dinosaurs didn't do anything about it. Let's not repeat that. Now on to future trends. So I basically kind of like cleared your minds from the apps. I presented the challenges ahead, maybe some of the challenges, maybe not all the challenges, but some of them. And now you guys are ready to come up with new creative solutions on how to create markets for insurance or just start thinking in a new way, in a different way about how insurance and trends in the future are going to happen. Again, so we went from the past to the millennials, now to the future challenges, and now we're going to talk about what could be, what could happen. With me? Yes? Yes? Okay, good. So supervisors, I want you guys to start shooting the answers. Grab the microphone or just go ahead. What are some things that we could do about this supervirus? Anybody? Go ahead. Wash your hands. That's really good. I want you to think bigger. What else can we do? Vaccinations, huge, huge. So tell me more about these vaccinations. What would you need?
People to be on the same page.
On the same page. And how can you be on the same page? Anybody else care to guess? I've taken the liberty to put some hints on the board for you guys. Go ahead. Education. Education is good. Well, how do you know if you're educated or not? How do you know if you know something? What do you got to do? Research is good. Research is good. What else can you do? If I'm sick and I go to the doctor, what will he do? Run tests. Now, when we're thinking about superviruses, we need tests.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I can hear you on the mic. Do you have questions?
No, they don't make it.
I know. That's why I said it. That's why I was looking on it.
Josh,
Oh,
I can hear you. We can all hear you.
Sorry, Christian. My bad. I hit the wrong button.
It's good. It's good. Don't worry about it. All right. So, superviruses. We need quick dip tests like that. You know, oh, I got the virus. I don't have the virus. That's the kind of insurance that we're looking to do. Now, these are some guesses. I want you guys to come up with your own guesses, and as we go through this, you'll get more loose and you want to shoot out more answers. Another one is a healthcare system that works, that helps everybody, not just a few, not just the people who can afford it, but everybody. Because this virus is not going to be like, oh, well, you only make 20,000, so I'm not going to bother with you. I'm going to go after the other guy. No, that's not how viruses work. So what's next? Coronal mass ejections. How can we prepare? Go ahead. Shoot. Other planets is a good solution. Anybody else? Over here. I need an answer. What are your thoughts? Whatever comes to mind, just say there's no right or wrong answer. You guys are going to be in charge of this solution in the future regardless. So start thinking about it. What are your thoughts? I heard something over here. Anybody care to guess how we're going to protect ourselves against this large burst of energy? No? Develop something to reflect it. That's pretty good. That makes sense to me, and then work together with companies that do to ensure that we are protected. One of the things that we can do is strengthen our current electric grid. It's called E-grid hardening. So instead of just having a little line, protect it to reflect the radiation, what he just said. And so other things that we can do is we can enforce regulations, especially insurance companies, on what is expected of these companies to do and how they should build. For example, if I want you guys to have an apartment complex that's 80 stories high, well, I need you to at least dig 8 floors down. 8 floors down, you're fine. Nothing happened. And if you have an external or extra electric engine generator down there, and you have the internet connectivity down there, nothing's going to happen to you. You'll be prepared for this. Now imagine this done in the entire state. Imagine we do it for the entirety of the United States. We'll be protected against something like this. So those are the kind of things we're thinking about. Now, if you're insurance, question in the back. Go ahead.
What is the first thing gets affected?
I'm sorry.
Coronal mass ejection.
What is the first thing what?
Getting affected by that.
What is the first thing affected?
Let me challenge you.
Oh, I know I'm no expert in coronal mass ejection, but I do know that the first thing that gets affected is the magnetic sphere, and then whatever's on that in the orbit.
Satellite.
Oh yeah. So anything that's in the orbit.
You cannot put them underground.
You cannot put them on the ground, no?
So immediately affect GPS.
Yeah.
Whatever your cell phone, airplane, ships, everything gets affected. Loss of the sea.
Yeah.
So think how you guys can address that. Like, what's the idea there?
Oh yeah. How can we, if all the satellites go down, what can we do?
Right now, everything from ambulance, fire department, police department, everything relies on GPS. So first thing gets affected if you look at the picture, your cell phone. And all of a sudden your phone shows you in the middle of the Russia. Or in Russia, where I came from.
Or nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
So you're not doing well, you go to the ambulance, and it ends up going completely different direction. Because there is no maps.
There's no maps.
Who was the last one who went to the AAA office and bought the map there?
And that's if you survive if your phone survives the initial blast. If let's say you were underground. But if you're not, then you have no cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
You have no lines to call anybody. It would be like calling people and then talking to people and doing it the way we used to do it, like 100 years ago. So it slows down progress and process significantly. So we have to figure out ways to prepare ourselves and insure ourselves. Imagine an insurance company that says, okay, well, we'll have, for this many, premiums that we get, we'll start putting money into satellites that are going to be underground, ready to go in case something happens. That's one of my solutions. Go ahead. Policies, yes, we can be very effective by being more selective.
If we don't write policies,
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't buy it, and then you tell your friend, hey, I found this that's better, then they'll go to that person, and they won't go to my company because I'm not focusing on the challenges that are coming. I'm just focusing on making the money right now. But you are. All of you are. And so this is the challenge. This is coming to you guys. Where you spend your money, where you spend your time, what you do with that time and money is going to be significantly more effective than just me having a conversation about it. And so, yes, 100% correct. It's not just the policies, it's how we do and live our lives. Thank you. Number 3, genetic modifier organisms. What do we need to watch for? Puppies? Okay. Maybe. What other things should we watch for? Or should we? Yes. Maybe you're not doing enough of it. That's a great observation. Okay, let me pose this to you. I am a scientist now. Amateur scientist, but a scientist nonetheless, and I decided to start genetically manipulating plants. And I want strawberry to be as big as an avocado because I love strawberries and I want to have more of it. It turns out that this strawberry also is become an invasive species, and I don't care. I just want to make money and sell my avocado strawberries to everybody. What could you guys do? Not buy it? Yes.
We also need a better strawberry avocado.
A healthier avocado? Yes. Well, usually what happens is whenever a manipulated organism gets created, it doesn't get created because it's nice. It's nice to have, or it's good for the environment, or it's good for the other plants. It gets created because there's a profit behind it. There's a need or a want for somebody else to get it to the market. And so, or there's a challenge where there's not enough water, or there's a lot of viruses or pests or things like that. So regulations will be one. Watching the people like me who are starting to play around with these ideas, or the money. Where are these people investing the money? And how is it going to be invested? So ethics plays a big role here. Go ahead.
Everybody? I have a question.
Here.
GMO. Rachel was absolutely right. Invasive species can harm the environment. But imagine you have a country, 50 million people, which has no food because of the drought.
Drought, yeah.
So you have a choice. You can develop the crops which is low in water, grow in 3 months, you can feed those people. But risk is it can take over the environment. It can kill the native plants, native fish, etc.
And the humans. You can get cancer.
So what would you choose? Immediately have 50 million people die from starvation, or risk in the future? Just want to take a vote around the house. It's a difficult question.
Come on, raise your hands. Who wants everybody to die right now? Not me.
Yeah, who wants to feed the 50 million people?
Everybody wants them to die? Okay, we got one person who doesn't want them to die. All right.
4 or 5.
4 or 5 people. Everybody else here is like probably really well fed. They all have pizza, so they don't care what happens to that country.
Let me ask a different question. Imagine your sister or your parents live in that country. Would you vote the same? They're starving right now. There is no airplane. They live in the country. Airport crammed. They can't leave the country. Would you vote the same?
It's a tough solution. It's a tough.
So that's the answer. Christian's question. That's a really big ethical dilemma.
Yeah.
You have a risk. There is always science. There is always a risk. But on the flip side, you have lives of the people.
There's also a risk of not doing something. Actually, usually that's the worst thing not to do something. If you do something wrong, you switch, you try it again. You switch and you try it, you make it better, you make it better. If you do nothing, you gain nothing, you learn nothing. So you have to make a choice, and it has to be really well researched and educated. I don't have an answer to that. As a matter of fact, I have friends and family that live in Venezuela, and people are dying because they don't have the basic needs of food and water and clean environment. So there's no even penicillin or drugs to help people, and people are just dying. So, you know, if I was in that boat, I'd probably say, yeah, let's help them however we can, and then continue to check it, regulate, and look at the people, follow the money. That will tell you what's happening. If the money gets reinvested and is used in an ethical way, let them do it. If not, set up a regulation. Watch the people, watch the money, do it again. Gonna move on.
The problem is always there. So a second example I can give you from my personal life. I grew up in Ukraine.
Talking to Mike.
Who knows what happened in Ukraine around 1985?
We have an answer? Chernobyl.
Bingo.
It's actually a show now. Documentary.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think happens with Chernobyl nuclear station right now?
Besides being a tourist attraction, nothing.
It's being a tourist attraction, yes.
It's stuck. It's hot.
It's up and running. Reason being, Ukraine does not have enough electricity. So out of 4 blocks, the number 4, which blew up in 1985, is being closed, conserved under the sarcophagus. The rest of the 3 is perfectly happy, up and running. Reason being, they supplied hospitals, schools, all the areas. There is no other way to get electricity. So here's the dilemma. On one side it's an old reactor. Nobody modifies it. It's basically at the end of the life. So at any point of time, it can really nice smoke and firework. On the other side, you have hospitals where the real people are being treated. How would you choose? Who would make this decision?
All right, can somebody tell me ways that we can power those hospitals without nuclear power? Taking guesses. Go ahead. What's that? Renewable energy, like what? Solar panels, wind, depending on location. Yeah. Go ahead.
I feel like there's a problem with nuclear power. Fine. Every country, a lot of countries have nuclear. It's just that it's out now. So now they don't want to do it anymore.
Well, you got to balance the risk again. Like, if one blows up, you get radiation for thousands of years, and the solar panel falls down, get another one. So how do you balance that?
You need a lot of solar panels for one.
The United States can actually complete the United States can be powered by a small allocated group of solar panels in Arizona. A small, maybe 100 hectares, I think, acres, a little bit more than an acre, but. So do we really need that much power? No. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's a problem of what power source we use. I think we have to keep updated on what we do. Like, if we do use nuclear, you have to stay updated. Like, all the time you have to be updating your reactors. You can't let them get out of date because that's when stuff breaks. So it's like, if you're going to go solar, have the newest solar. If you're going to go nuclear, always have the newest.
Yeah, but it costs money. So wherever you spend your money may go to help some of those people, help some of those issues. All right, I'm going to move on to the next because we only have 10 minutes left. AI robot takeover. Anybody has some solutions? Computers are getting smarter. Are they getting smarter? What is intelligence? What are some solutions? How can we partner with companies and get something going on here. Questions?
I think that because we're making these robots, it's a matter of figuring out how we can make them in a way where they help our society rather than hurt it.
Help instead of hurt. Yes.
Well, I think it comes down to just having, like, when you're programming a computer, it has enough, like, safety measures.
Safety measures, yes. I love it. Yeah. Tell the computer to have, like, a standard. Hey, you're not allowed to hurt people. I've seen a movie like that. I don't remember where. What? Yeah, go ahead.
Another challenge.
Challenge, go ahead.
So, for supercomputer.
Speak in the microphone.
For supercomputer to emulate 1 millisecond of human thinking, how much time would it need? Choices: 40 minutes, 40 seconds, 40 milliseconds. Milliseconds? Who is for milliseconds? Raise your hand. Who is for minutes?
Minutes, okay.
Who is for seconds? The one who answered the minutes, you are correct.
What is it?
It's 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
For the supercomputer to emulate 1 millisecond of human thinking,
Yeah.
takes 40 minutes.
Yeah. What about 20 years from now?
Same.
Same?
40 minutes.
We
So
don't
for
know
the next
answer.
100 years, guys, we are safe.
For now, we'll see. But it's a challenge, and that's one of the reasons I brought it up. It's like, how can we do it? Now, Elon Musk was quoted saying on Twitter that he's building a company where he's going to integrate supercomputers on your mind so that you join them and become a cyborg. Maybe that's something we want to invest and put our money into it. He also said he was going to have a cyborg dragon. Okay, super volcanoes. Come on, guys. We're coming in the last stretch of this. Any ideas on how we can grow without the sun? Go ahead. Indoor farming, that's right. What else can we do? What can we do long term? Remember, volcano exploded. We have all this cloud of dust, and it's covering the earth. So now we're growing things inside in greenhouses. What else can we do? Grow above the clouds. That's great. I like that. I never thought about that. That's an awesome solution. How about we prepare ourselves with some equipment? That would be good. I like that. Like the Jetsons were there. Now we know why the Jetsons are above the clouds. Now we know. It was a dark, mysterious reason. Now we know why. What's another solution? Somebody said it earlier. Getting off-world. Yes. This is going to happen. We are in this nuclear reactor that's floating magma and molten rock, and then we're like a life raft. And that's our continent in the life raft, just floating around. One of these days, it's going to just burst. So getting out of the planet, going to Mars, may be a good insurance policy to have. Investing on another planet to grow and continue our species and all other species. Next topic, runaway greenhouse gases. How can we lower CO2? Right.
Stop insuring companies that use coal.
Stop insuring companies that use coal. Well, what if they need coal? Because that's the only thing they got for miles.
Then they have to figure out another way.
Figure out solutions, yes. Force them to get solutions in a time frame. I like that. Go ahead.
Stricter regulations.
Stricter regulations, that's right. We got to go after and make sure that they're following the rule. Go ahead. Research is key. Education is key. Just because you get out of college doesn't mean you're done. You got to always have that mentality. Go ahead. Pay more money like how?
Like if you're going to produce a certain amount, then you have to pay more like kind
Oh,
of
to offset the cost of the carbon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did all the trees go? What can we do about those trees? How can we use the money that we're paying them extra for?
Well, and then if they were paying more, they would probably be more inclined to not do it.
Maybe. But, Amazon just got hit with a big fine, and it's like, bah, I make that in a week. So sometimes it doesn't matter how much they pay. It really matters what you guys want, what you care for, what you guys want to see out there. And so then they take notice. CO2 can be sequestered. So we can use those GMOs to create plants that have roots that are miles deep. maybe not miles, but 100 feet deep. And they could pull as much of the CO2 in the environment and put it on the ground into rocks, mineralize it, so we don't have to worry about it. That's one solution. We can plant more trees. An article came out there saying that we actually have a number of trees that could save the planet from running into a greenhouse effect. I forgot how many millions or trillions. Go ahead. Question? Answer? No? Well, and then eventually, if we do get to that CO2 levels that is too hot, and then we do have a greenhouse, what are some solutions that we can do? Go ahead. Yes, to take more of that CO2. That's good. It's quite possible that we have to insure ourselves in other ways, like putting all the DNA of all the species that we currently have in a vault. And so supporting that vault for that 100 years or whatever it takes us to revert the Earth back to where it was. And so now we can bring back those animals that no longer were alive because they got killed because of the crazy temperatures and the changes, and they had droughts and floods. Those are all possible solutions. But you guys now are thinking above apps. You're thinking of more than just the little thing that we could do today. And that's what I wanted to get to. Nuclear war. What are some solutions? This is happening, may happen, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Well, what can we do right now? Or what can we do in the future? Vote. Nice. I have it right here. What else can we do? Go ahead. What else can we do? You were so quiet the whole time. Come on, guys. Don't be shy.
Like, this kind of like nuclear war, it's not just a country to country. It's basically overall the country's problem. So like maybe countries can vote if they can have like war, or like when to stop, like when to negotiate, or many other countries can.
We got to get rid of all the nuclear weapons and get rid of that threat. And so one of the proposed solution is, well, we can set up a network of anti-missile devices all over the place, or at least where we can have it to protect ourselves. If it goes up, shoot it down. Goes up, shoot it down. In essence, you don't have the threat of a nuclear launch. That's one way. Any other way we could do it besides voting and educating yourself? What if you are an insurance company that provides an app that educates you on the politics and gives you the true facts of what's happening with people you like, people who live with you in your local government, your city government, your state government? Why don't we have an app that just tells you, just like you want to buy a car, and compares it to politicians? Couldn't be that hard. Go ahead. Oh, time. What's going on? You have a question? No, you were just going like this? Okay, good. Anybody care to guess? I don't have an answer, but this is a challenge that you guys are going to face. Asteroids. Will they happen again? And what can we do about it? Anybody care to guess? Armageddon, the movie. Yeah, we can do it. Actually, the Hayabusa space probe was able to land a device on an asteroid. It didn't blow it up, but if it was able to land some systems in it, we can probably do the same for others. So we get to a point in life where you're either a species that can or cannot bring one of those asteroids down. I want to be on that, the one that can. And so I'm probably going to invest or buy products or be part of that movement, and hopefully you guys feel that too. Hopefully I haven't bring you down like, oh, Christian's bumming me out with all this end of the world talk. What's the matter? Why do I need insurance? It's all hopeless. No, it's not. And that's the best part. It's like you guys get to decide. You guys are that little hope that's going to help us come out on top. So this is the challenge that I'm talking about. These are some other challenges that I was talking about in the beginning. And we're running out of time, so I have questions for you guys. When if you want to stay here, you're welcome to stay here, have pizza, talks, drinks, and we can talk about this a little more. We can talk about other stuff. But in the end, I just want to show you a beautiful picture of Cassini taking of Saturn. So this is Saturn. Nothing was altered. Cassini was behind as the sun shines to it. And because of the rings, it just made it look beautiful. And I love this picture because it shows how everything is kind of connected and integrated. And even though we can't see it, we are there. In this picture, Earth is there. And so the rings may symbolize that we are all together connected and collaborating, and that's how the future should be, connected together and collaborating. And so for those who haven't seen the planet Earth, it's right here. That's Earth. Can somebody point out where the border is? No. Or where other countries are? No. To the rest of the universe, you're less than that. You're so insignificant. You're so small. That's us right there below the rings. Beautiful. Blue little dots. And it's up to us to save it. It's up to us to bring hope for it, to prevent the 8 ways the world will end. It's up to us to make it better. And I challenge you to focus on that as you graduate, as you go into your different careers, to focus on those bigger challenges. Now, then this is the last thing. I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. Infuse your life with action. Don't wait for it to happen. Make it happen. Make your own future. Make your own hope. Make your own love. On whatever your belief, honor your Creator. Not by passively waiting for grace to come down from upon high, but by doing what you can to make grace happen. Yourself, right now, right down here on earth. Bradley Whitford. Thank you guys for coming. Stay back to ask me questions. Ready to go. Have a great day. Oh, the resources are here. I'm going to send that resources to you. I want to thank Neha, our sponsor. Thank her for the pizza and the drinks. Kira and Justin for the editing that they helped me with. And have a good day, guys. Thank you. I don't know. Hey. Yeah? Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm really happy. No, I loved it. I love interaction. I love when people get involved. This is great. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Your whole PowerPoint remind me of the book, What's the Justice from Michael Sandel.
Oh, I gotta look into it.
Yeah.
What's the justice?
Yeah, and then also like all those problems are also the answer to each other, I guess. Like they're all
In a way, they're interconnected. Yeah.
They're all really correlated. Their answers are correlated. Their problems are correlated.
You know, you want to know why? It's because it's us.
Yeah.
It's humans.
Perfect.
Well, not only that, it's humans affecting what's happening. So it's going to always affect us. And if it doesn't affect us, then we don't know about it. But eventually we will. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Provoking and
Awesome. You were asking the question about the nuclear power, right?
Yeah.
I want you to continue to challenge the status quo and continue to push it. If you think nuclear power can be saved, let's continue down that road.
Power plant in New Jersey.
Well, yeah, there's one by my house.
Yeah.
I live in Exton, and there's one in Pottstown, and I showed it to my kids, like, this is nuclear power.
Two big ones.
Yeah. They look like the Simpsons one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to ask, like, the point that solar energy can be better. And that's actually not true. So I don't know if you've heard, like, Tesla has this, like, it's not, they have a, I don't know, it's not, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like a big factory sort of thing for solar energy.
Yeah.
And they were saying that we only need about 100 of those to, like, produce enough energy for the whole world.
For the whole world, yeah.
So.
Well, there's so much power coming from...
built in each place. That's the
Well, the reality is that there's so much power coming from the sun alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I just showed you what astronomical mass projection was.
2 minutes of energy from the sun is like as much as the Earth uses annually.
True.
But we can't, we can't take that all in.
Yeah.
Of course,
We got to figure a way to take it all
Yeah.
in. There has to be a way to figure it
Well, it
out.
doesn't get all through to Earth. We have to have the thing out in space.
That's very fun.
You guys ever heard of like sphere?
Yeah. I love Dyson sphere.
Yeah, like
Maybe we need to build one.
are great. I agree, but it's just that in a lot of places it gets cloudy, and when it gets cloudy, then there's problems. And
So what do? Do you have thermal
you
maybe?
have backup,
Yeah?
even though you have batteries, but batteries are bad for the environment to produce.
Yeah. What's your name?
Jeff.
Jeff, pleasure. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
I go by Nade.
Nadi?
Nade.
Nade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Problem to solve.
It's not impossible, and it's your challenge. You have to figure out, all of you. You have to figure out. And follow what you guys love. If you love solar power, go after it. If you love the nuclear power, go after it.
I love nuclear power, but I didn't go to school for it.
It doesn't matter. I didn't go to school for IT, and I'm here talking about insurance and talking about the end of the world.
Yeah.
So follow your passion. You're going to love it. Thank you guys for coming. Grab a slice on the way out.
It was a great presentation.
Oh, really? Awesome. I love it.
What's your name?
Nade?
Nade, Matt.
Nade, how do you spell that name?
N-A-D-E. Well, that's not my full name.
guys.
Later. Where are you from?
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
I just had a point, like, when you were talking about, like, the GMOs,
Yeah.
I feel like my best friend is doing her master's in biology,
Yeah?
so she talked my ears off about it. And
That's awesome.
apparently, like, most of the time, like, they're not really bad for us.
Yeah.
And I think she was saying that, like, most, like a super virus is more likely to happen from, like, released antibiotics more than from GMOs, just because right now we have, like, antibiotics pretty much
On everything, yeah,
like,
all
even, like,
animals.
they're telling you that even in clothing, like, the way they produce clothing,
Mm-hmm.
they have, like, some antibiotics in it, and right now we don't really have, like, a good way to, like, recycle it or, like, take care of it
Or track
after.
it.
Yeah.
Something does happen. How do we know what happened?
Exactly.
There's
And,
so
like,
many things happening at the same time.
Yeah, and the big thing is that apparently it says it in, like, medicine, if you buy it, that you're supposed to, like, return it to a pharmacy
Yeah.
or, like, a hospital, whatever, if you don't use all of it, like, you have a medication, you don't use all of it, you have to return it.
Yeah.
Most people don't even know about that.
Just chuck it.
Check it. Yeah, and then it goes into, like, water sources and stuff,
Right.
like, all that,
And the fish.
antibiotics.
And other sources.
Release, the environment.
Yeah, so there's a lot of education. That's another thing that I keep talking about, education, research, because that's really what's going to help us move forward.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Philadelphia, it's like having a hard time with trash because they don't know how to recycle. And then,
That's a huge recycling problem.
yeah, so they're struggling. And not only U.S., I'm just focusing on one location, Philadelphia. And they almost got completely dropped by all the trash companies because they just, so now Philadelphia has to educate the people, but people need to get educated somehow. So maybe it's in the schools, maybe it's in the community, maybe it's through Facebook, who knows? But we have to come up with a solution.
No,
Thanks,
but
awesome.
anyway, thank you. It was a great presentation.
Appreciate it. All right.
Have a good rest of
Feel free to reach me in Yammer if you have more questions or anything like that.
Sure.
I'm there. And let them know to come to me, talk to me anytime. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.